Hey there. Welcome to the Opt-in Podcast. I am Melissa Franks, your host, and this is the podcast where we go from surviving to thriving in business. And if you have been here for any length of time, you know that what I also say is that if you're thriving in business, you're thriving in life because you've got to figure it out. You know what's going on. You know how to put the puzzle pieces together. This week, I want to spend some time talking about why you have what it takes to pivot, to change jobs, to change disciplines, to change companies, to do whatever. We have had a lot of conversations around how to do it. What we haven't spent a lot of time about is why anybody at literally any time could do it if they want. And we're going to talk through some stories and some examples, and hopefully on the other side of this conversation, you'll see that there is the possibility, if you so choose, to pick another path, to go a different direction. You're not locked into one thing forever, unless that's your jam and that's what you want to do. We are going to talk about how you can take the exact same principles and apply them to a linear career path as we go. And the reason behind wanting to talk about this today is because I have had a lot of conversations in the past few weeks with people where just through one simple perspective change, one simple change of the glasses, so to speak, people are able to see more clearly the skill sets that they have, the opportunities that present themselves, etc. So I want to share a story first for us to get started, and then we're going to go into how that translates into your life and business and whatever you decide to do as you move forward. So for those of you that have been here with me for, I don't know, we had 17 months? Oh my goodness, how did we get there? For the last 17 months and I don't know, probably 70 episodes. You know that I don't spend a lot of time talking about my personal life, but for this one moment, we're going to do that. And I have a reason for it and a point. And it's not to just share the story with you, it's to actually demonstrate what I want to talk about today. So, last summer, I found myself and my kids in a situation that was unplanned. And what I mean by that is we had a domestic violence incident and we were rapidly thrown into the world of family court and criminal court and protective orders and lawyers and retainers and the divorce process and like all of this stuff. And literally it went from I went to the office and things were one way to getting a call midday and things never being the same again. And you know what? That's what life does to you. I don't know anybody that has had a major tectonic life shift and it was all going this way until it wasn't, right? Think about anybody that you know that's gone to the doctors for a routine checkup and gets a cancer diagnosis, or think about anybody that even like you go to college and you get your degree and you start applying for jobs and then all of a sudden you end up driving for Uber, right? Life just throws you stuff that you don't see coming, and it's what you do about it next that's really important. And so all of a sudden I, as an adult, almost 45-year-old adult, was thrown into this world of judges and lawyers and declarations and processes. And I think that I'm pretty smart, right? Like I'm a chief operating officer. I worked my ass off to get to the professional level of success that I have. I have spent decades learning and watching and taking feedback and refining and iterating to get to where I was. And one of the cornerstones of my skill set specifically is I can analyze and follow instructions and ask for help and find resources out of nowhere and do all those things. And so when I was presented with a situation where I had to fill out government paperwork for the first time without a lawyer, and where I needed to navigate the police and the court system and therapists, like all this stuff, what I realized really, really quickly is that I didn't have all the answers. And what I needed to do was what I do at work, which is when I see a gap in my skill set and expertise, I ask for help. I go find help. And I did that all over the place. I asked people that had gone through these situations before. I hired a lawyer. I found therapists through recommendations. I literally went out to the world and said, who are the people that I know that are experts in this space because they have this niche or this demonstrated background, or they have all of this under their belt, and I secured their help. But that's not where this stops. You see, because at work, I have gone through some things. I have gone through a whistleblower situation. I have been responsible for policies and procedures and compliance. I have been the liaison to the general counsel for many, many, many years. I'm familiar with all of these things. I have done forensic analysis on finances. I have gone through investigations which have ended up in litigation. I have all of this experience, all of it. So once I got my bearings and I said, okay, this is new and different, and I don't know the rules, and I don't know the playbook, and oh, by the way, you can't walk into a bookstore or the Amazon shop and get a handbook that says, this is how you navigate domestic violence and messy divorces, because it doesn't exist. Maybe I'll write it one day. I had to take everything that I had learned as a professional and apply it to the personal situation. The good news is there was a lot of synergies. The good news is that my ability to distill complex topics into consumable small bites is necessary during legal proceedings. The good news is that all of the stress that I went through, being the only woman in the C-suite, having a whole lot of people gunning for my job, having to constantly prove myself day in and day out and day out, that was all just training camp for the big game. That's all it was. That was just me building those muscles. It was just me getting good at those skills so that I could take those into situations for when it matters the most. I don't know that there is a moment in anybody's life that doesn't matter more than when you're trying to keep your kids safe. I don't. And what I was able to do was take everything I had learned in corporate, all the 25 years, how to assess a situation from all of the angles, how to find examples of evidence to prove a case, how to pull all of that together to communicate clearly what was happening, how to gather the right resources at the right time for the right purposes in order to yield a result. All of these things are what I do in my sleep for my clients, and I have done over the last 25 years. The only difference is that I needed to take that skill set and I needed to apply it to something in my personal life. And as this was happening and as this was unfolding, and I have told a few people about this, and there's a highlight on Instagram, so if you want to go back and you want to listen to a little bit more, because I'm not going to belabor this much more here. As I was telling more and more people about this, I said, one of the things that makes my journey through this process significantly different than the journeys of others are a few things. I have financial means, which is a huge differentiator. If you have money, you can pay to play. If you do not, good luck. The second thing is I have expertise and time and seat, and I have skills. And I have connections, and I know how to network, and I know how to communicate, and I know how to get answers, and I know how to problem solve. I know how to deal with stress. I know how to deal with high pressure. I know how to operate with levels of uncertainty with clarity and ease. I know how to project the image of confidence when in reality, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to be consistent and stable and lead by example for my children because I did it for hundreds of people during a global pandemic. These skill sets that I acquired in my day job completely transferred to this personal situation that I am in, I am still in, I'm going to be in for, I keep telling everybody, the next 8 years, at least until my youngest is 18. But that is besides the point. The point is that it becomes a part of your DNA. When you acquire skills, whatever they are, they become a part of who you are. And nobody can take that away from you. Your job can change. You can get laid off. You can move to another company. The company you can work for can shut down. You can have to start your own business. You can have businesses that have failed and then try again. And no matter what, the experiences and the skills that you acquire and the expertise that you have, that is yours. Nobody can take it from you. And the ones that really excel, the ones that are really winning at this entire situation are the ones that can take that unique composition of skills and experiences and leverage it to address other things, be it things in their personal life, be it business opportunities, be it pivots in career, be it parenting, be it relationships, be it whatever. Those that we look at and we're like, how did they get there? How did they have that much success? How are they that calm? How are they living that life that they love so much? How are they able to be so relaxed? The answer is because they have found the secret formula to take all the skills and expertise and apply it to every situation in their life. So they are doing it with confidence and ease and certainty, that as long as they continue to acquire skills and refine their expertise, they can do anything. And so while, for me personally, this situation that I'm in is horrible, I wish I had a stronger word for it, but I don't know that there is one in the English language that I can use on this podcast. It's horrible. And what counteracts that, which keeps me on an even keel, which helps me day to day work through the situation, is that I have skills and expertise that allow me to manage crisis, that allow me to operate with uncertainty, that allow me, the rule follower, to understand exactly what can and can't be done and what to do when somebody breaks the rules. Because of all of my expertise, because of all of my life experiences, because of all of my skills, I am poised to be able to handle anything that comes my way. And so today, I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about why pivoting isn't scary. I want to talk to you about why getting laid off isn't scary. I want to talk to you about why working for a company who shuts their doors one day isn't scary. I want to talk to you about why hating your job is a gift. I want to talk to you about why you are lying to yourself every time you say, this is as good as it gets. So let's break it down, okay? Now, unless you're here and you're in college or you are out of school and have never worked a job in your life, and even then, I may take this back, you may not have a deep bench, right? If you're in those spaces. But if you have any experience professionally at all, you have started to collect tools. You have started to collect knowledge. You have started to collect wins and success stories, and you have begun to build your professional brand and reputation. So what does that mean? It means that as you are working, and I am not talking, so let's pause for 1 second. I am not talking to the people that intentionally go to conferences, spend all of their training budget for the year, are constantly reading professional development books, are constantly reading personal development books. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. We'll talk to you in a minute. I am talking to you, the person that goes to work and goes home and lives their life. I'm talking to you, okay? And what I am saying to you is that every single day you come to work, you learn something. You may not realize it because it may be so very small, but every day that you come to work, you learn something. And you stack what you learned yesterday with what you learned today. And then what you learn tomorrow stacks on top of it. And before you know it, you are stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. And what you know on day 100 is immeasurably greater than what you knew on day one. And now some of this information is only useful in the circumstance that you're in. That some of the lessons that you know are only applicable to the current environment that you're in. Maybe you're learning product knowledge about the company that you work for. Maybe you are learning about the political landscape and who is influencing who and how decisions are made. Those things, the actual information itself, not transferable. What is, though, is the process that you went through to acquire the expertise. So if you went through a process to learn about the product that your company sells, that means that you, anywhere, can go through that process again and learn about other products. If you have gone through a process of networking, building relationships, avoiding relationship landmines, and you have leveraged the relationships you have at work to get assignments, gain visibility, have a flexible work schedule, get a pay raise. The good news is you know how to do it. The politics that you're operating in are not going to be the same somewhere else. What is, though, is the process that you followed, how you built the network, how you built the relationships, who you reached out to, when you observed, when you took action. It's all transferable to other things. In fact, that example specifically is transferable to your personal life. So think about it like you join a running club, right? You said, I want to be a runner. I'm not a runner. There's a local running club. What am I going to do? The first thing you do is you show up to a group one, you introduce yourself, and you watch. And you see what happens. And then all of a sudden you know, oh, that's the leader of the pack. This is the people that like each other over here. These people like each other over here. Why are they congregating these? Oh, those are all the moms. And oh, those are all the trail runners. And before you know it, all of the things that you learn to do in your business setting about observing the pack, identifying who to build relationships with, networking, who to avoid, because there's always one of those. You have now applied it to this hobby that you have in your running group. Once you have the skills, you can apply them in any setting. And the cool thing about your brain is that you do it automatically. It's not like you have to stand there and tell yourself, okay, it's now time to open that compartment in the toolbox and figure out how to build relationships. You just do it innately because your brain goes, oh, I know what to do here. I know how I've been successful in the past when I've entered into a new group and I didn't know anybody and I was trying to figure out the lay of the land. And you just do because your brain is a computer. So once you give it the program, once you give it the download, it knows what to do. That is why nothing is hopeless. Because you have an unending well of skills and expertise that you can transfer to anything. So let's talk about this move for a second. Let's talk about what it would look like if you went from, I don't know, a technology company to a financial services company. Let's talk about something that I know really, really well, right? So inside of a technology company, generally innovation is king, right? There's a lot of big personalities and complex personalities because if you've ever met a group of developers, they love their code. They don't love their people. Generally speaking, there's always an anomaly, one or two, and those are the people that are leading the teams, just as an aside. But anyway, inside of a technology company, you're likely selling like a tangible product. You're likely selling something that people can touch and look and feel and interact with, right? Your solution is actually, making people's lives better and they know what that is and how to talk about it and what to do. And there's also this identity inside of a technology company, which is very much the hoodie and white t-shirt world, right? If you identify as a technology professional, it is really different than if you identify as a financial services professional. But the things are the same. You have to build relationships. You have to navigate the landscape. You have to figure out how to get promoted if that's what you want to do, et cetera, right? And then one day you decide, you know what? I'm tired of working for a technology company because you know what happens? Things are chaotic. Everybody has another idea that they want to chase. We love to fail fast, and that is really bad for my nervous system. And I just need something predictable. Well, there is nothing more predictable than banking or financial services, let me just tell you. So if you are looking for a predictable life that moves slowly, please go there. Go work in insurance, go work in a bank. They're predictable and they are slow. And that is the place for you. So let's say, hypothetically, that you're burnt out from this technology rat race. They're like, it's cool and I love working for a tech company, but I cannot handle that sleeping at my desk. I can't do it. I want to go somewhere that's stable and predictable. And so you say, I'm going to go to financial services. And the first thing that you do is say, well, you know what? Nobody's going to want me because I've worked for a technology company for 10 years. Why is this insurance company over here going to want me to work for them? Why is this asset management company going to want me to work for them? I don't have anything that they want. You are so wrong. You are so wrong. And you want to know why you're wrong? Because likely, if it was driving your nervous system to the brink to be inside of a chaotic environment, you were the one that was bringing the calm to the storm. You were the one that was saying, I get that we want to move fast and fail fast and do all of those great things. And also some things need to be intentional and repeatable and efficient. And this financial services company that you want to go to, that's their love language. You're talking sexy to them when you say those things. And so what you're able to do is say, yes, I absolutely worked in technology for a really long time and I don't know your product. I know it as a consumer, but maybe I don't know it as somebody that builds and works them. But what I do know, and then you can fill in the blank. What I do know is I know how to bring structure to chaos. What I do know is how to manage high conflict. What I do know is how to move fast and decide slow. What I do know, and you can go on and on and on and on and on. What I do know, if you're an accountant, is I do know law. I do know how to balance the books. I do know how to read a balance sheet. It does not matter what business you're in. Everybody has a balance sheet and they all are structured the same, right? So what I want you to do is stop focusing on what's different and bring forward what's the same. Bring forward what you already know how to do, what you were good at, what you can exploit to make the shift. And this is true literally for anything. Anything. Because what you have is an unending bank of skills and expertise. An unending bank. I have a friend and she's a pocket listing. I like to refer to her as that. Once you get to a certain rank professionally, you don't actually ever really go out and say like, hey, I'm on the hunt for a job. You might tell a couple people that you really trust and you become a pocket listing, which means that just like in real estate, you are available, but you're not making it widely known that you are available. And she's carrying like 5 Louis Vuitton trunks worth of knowledge and expertise. I mean, this woman is so brilliant and has so much experience across multiple industries and sectors. And the challenge for her specifically is she's been there and done that with so many things. She doesn't know what she's supposed to do now. And I think that could really resonate with a lot of you. Like you've dabbled, right? You've worked in different sectors and you've held different roles and you've played different things. And maybe you have bounced around a good amount across your career and you know you want to change, but now you don't know what to do. It's like you're almost overwhelmed by the amount of knowledge and expertise that you have and you don't know what to maximize and capitalize on in order to make the next move. And I get it. I'm watching it right now with my friend real time. Like I get it. You want to make sure that you land somewhere well and that you're not wasting your time when you're going out and talking to people. And here's the thing. Is you've got to decide what you want to lead with. And what I always advise people to lead with is what do you love to do? So look back at that whole entire set of Louis Vuitton trunks that you have and go find your favorite outfit. And once you know what your favorite outfit is, then you go try to buy more of your favorite outfit. So for example, if your favorite outfit in this scenario is implementing efficiencies in a business, that's what you love to do. You like to go in and you like to find the stuff that is not working and fix it. Then go find jobs where you can do that. It does not matter what the product is. It does not matter the industry. It does not matter who you serve, whether it's B2B or direct to consumer. All that matters is that the role allows you to take your favorite outfit, aka finding efficiencies and implementing fixes, and do it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And here's the thing. When you think about your favorite outfit, so when you think about those Louis Vuitton trunks and all those clothes in there and oh my gosh, I'm dragging this stuff around, and then you're like, oh, but I have that one outfit and I kill it in that outfit. When you think about that outfit, oh man, you know what happens to you? You become so stinking confident. You stand up straighter, right? You can actually feel what it feels like to wear it. Your head is held just a little bit higher. You have confidence and swagger. And you could do anything in that outfit. That is exactly what working in your zone of genius looks like. That is exactly what it looks like when you stop telling yourself why things can't work out. And instead you can say, I'm going to put on that outfit, I'm going to find it, and I'm going to wear it. And that is what I'm going to lead with. Because when you lead with that, in whatever sort of pivot that you want to do, your brain, that software that we were talking about, that computer that you have up in there, it knows how to function. It goes, oh, I know how to do this. I'm good at this. I am dang good at this. I am the best person y'all are ever going to meet at this. And so let me tell you, let me dazzle you, let me give you examples, let me sell you on the fact that you would be silly to bypass me just because I don't have experience in financial services and I come from a tech background. I'm going to tell you why that's the exact reason that you should bring me in, because I have a different perspective. I can see things in a different way, right? This is the pivot point. This is the sort of thinking that you need to get yourself into. If you are sitting in a place right now where something has happened, like happened to me over the summer, and you're like, okay, well, this is now what life is like, or you are wanting to change and keep stalling, whether one of those things happened or something completely different and a change is imminent, all you have to do is open the Louis Vuitton trunks. That's all you have to do. Those trunks are full of your expertise and your skills and your know-how, right? They're also full of clothes that you never want to wear. They're also full of those shoes that you wanted to bring because you thought they looked cute, and you're never going to put them on because you're actually in a city where you have to walk all the time and you can't walk in the dang shoes, right? So they're full of distractions is what I'm trying to say. And that perfect outfit, that outfit that you love, your favorite outfit is in there. And so what you need to do is you need to sort through, and you need to put all of the distractions to a side, maybe even put them in a trunk of their own. And then you say, in this one trunk right here, this is all the stuff that I am a badass at. This is where I feel good. This is where I feel my best. This right here is what I'm going to lead with. And then once you have that, then you can go look for a job. Then you can start talking to your network about the roles that you want. Then you can go into a personal situation that you have and say, here's what my role in this is going to be, and here's where I need help from other people. Then you have clarity. That's all that this is. This entire 27 minutes that I have been talking to you, once you understand the contents of that trunk and the composition of that favorite outfit, then you have clarity. And clarity allows you to act. And when you act, you change. You transform. You become different. You are the caterpillar that becomes the butterfly. I can give you analogies all day long. The bottom line is that once you have clarity, then you can take aligned action. Then you can do whatever it is that you want to do and you're scared to do, because change is hard. Now, I started this entire thing talking to you about a personal story in my life, and change is hard, right? And you can often know, like I did, that a change was necessary. And you can even be laying the groundwork for the change to happen and doing all of the right things, and stuff is slow, right? And then life can happen to you and disrupt the pattern. Life can say, you're taking too long. So here you go, deal with it now. And that's when you frantically sometimes start rummaging through this Louis Vuitton trunk, trying to find that shirt that you're looking for, and you can't, and you panic and you throw another shirt on. And here is what I will say to you, is that nothing good comes from panicking, ever. Take the time, find the shirt. Take the time, put on the outfit. If it has to go to the dry cleaner and get dry clean, let it go, right? You have nothing but time. The reason that you have nothing but time is because you have all of the expertise and the skills. And so the best thing for you to do is take action when you have clarity, of confidence. And that is the place that you make decisions from, that you take actions from, that you move the needle from. Change is scary. There are a ton of studies showing that humans will do as much as they can to avoid change because they perceive it to be painful, and your brain is trying to keep you away from pain. We get it. We know that's a thing. The truth also is that change is inevitable. So isn't it better to be prepared for the change? Isn't it better to continuously acquire skills and put more of them in the trunk? Isn't it better for you to have a lot of clarity around what skills and expertise are your favorites? The ones that you want to use all the time, that you want to go over and over and over and over and over again with. I will give you an example. I know how to use Canva. I know how to do graphic design things in there, and I hate it. I hate it. I cannot stand it. And I'm not good at it as a result. It is not something that I enjoy to do. Could I learn how to do it? Yes. Can I do it? Also, yes. Is it something that I enjoy doing? Heck no. On the flip side, every time I enter a business, they use a different technology stack. Every single time. I have not come across two businesses that are using the same tech twice. There may be overlaps, but it's not the same stack. And I love technology. I love to know how it works. I love to know what it does, it doesn't do. I love to know its origin story because I have a firm belief that one tool is made to do one thing and one thing only, and that businesses try to scale, and what they do is they dilute their offering by adding new features. That's a whole other podcast. We could talk about that later, but I love leveraging technology to help businesses grow, optimize, and scale. And I do that by investigating the heck out of what they're using and making recommendations for things that we should use instead if what they're using isn't optimal. And so I know that I love to do that. So I don't lead with my ability to use a tool like Canva, which I can do. What I lead with is I am an expert in making sure that you have the right technology solution to do the right thing inside of your business to enable the right results. That's my jam. And I'm so good at that, and it will help you immediately get profits. So I don't spend time talking about the tools themselves, especially the ones I can't stand using, but I do spend time talking about my skills and expertise and how it's going to help them move their business forward. And isn't it so much more valuable as a business owner to hear that there's going to be somebody that comes in that has expertise and can help them figure out if their systems and processes are right and they're enabled by the right technology? Isn't that more valuable? Heck yeah. You can go on Fiverr and hire somebody to make you a cool graphic. What you can't find on Fiverr is somebody that can come in, make an assessment, and then tell you what the best things are, the next course of action is to exponentially grow your business. Right? So that's what I mean is going into that Louis Vuitton kit, figuring out what you really, really love to do. Don't get distracted by the stuff that you can do. Don't get distracted by the stuff that you've dabbled in. Get clarity and lead with that. Okay, friends. I have talked a lot. I have talked really fast. I know this is what happens sometimes, and I really appreciate that you're all here. I hope that this podcast today was helpful to one or many of you. And if you know somebody that's thinking about making a change or is hesitant to make a change, or a change is upon them, whether they chose it or not, and are working their way through, can you please share this podcast with them? I really appreciate it. And if you want to see this video, if you actually want to see my emotions and my gestures, because let me tell you, my hands are moving around like crazy, and I do an awful job sometimes with my words of telling you what I am doing with my hands. The good news is that all of these are now getting posted on YouTube, and they're getting posted on YouTube the day before. So on all of your streaming services for audio, you get the podcast on Wednesdays, and YouTube, you get it on Tuesday. And be kind to me because I am the one editing it, so it is what it is. Until this thing is making money, you're just going to have to deal with my editing skills. And like Canva, I don't love video editing. With that said, it's available a whole day before. I would love for you to come subscribe over there. I am going to start dropping more content in May that is original. I took a little bit of a hiatus over there, but we're ready to turn that engine back on and get her going. So you can get this podcast early and see new content. And shorts are going up every day. So you can find me over on YouTube. And thank you again for your support of the show. I hope that you have a wonderful week. And please know that you are wise and you're strong and you are capable. And I believe in